safety of school buildings tops the news. I'm David Gonzalez with this Eagle Eye View News Break. A new report says that Cal State LA has a number of buildings that would be quite vulnerable during an earthquake and could injure or kill a lot of people. The CSU LA School of Public Health and Survey Research Center report notes that there are vulnerable buildings on many UC and CSU campuses. It also says that in many cases, the university has known about these seismic vulnerabilities for years. Here at Cal State LA, the buildings that were deemed not seismically fit include some of the busiest buildings on campus. For example, the report says that the physical science building would probably not collapse in a major quake, but it would pose serious risks of life because falling hazards and structural failures. It estimated an occupancy of over 1,200 people based on the number of seats and workstations inside. For the 8-story tall administration building, the report set the seismic risk level of 6 out of possible 7 and noted that this building could collapse in a major quake and would pose severe life hazards. Both the CSU LA Career Center and the Student Health Center were rated a seismic risk level of 5 and noted that the buildings had insufficient shear walls that, with some of the existing foundations, are inadequate for resisting seismic demands. The report added that these buildings would probably not collapse in a major quake, but that they would pose serious risks to life because of falling hazards and structural failures. Because of the weak exterior panel attachments, the Kennedy Library was also deemed a level of 5 risk and estimated that the occupancy of the building to be to 2,200, the most in a highly occupied building reported. Finally, the State Theater next to the music building earned a seismic risk level of 6, noting that the building has a long span anchorage and weak wall anchorage. This means that there are big expanses of unsupported concrete. The report says that this building could collapse in a major quake and would pose severe life hazards. For its part, the CSU system says it's appointed a seismic review board to help identify hazardous structures in the early 1990s. The board claims that although it has fixed many of the buildings, the system still has 38 structures rated level 5, meaning they would pose serious risks for major occupants and a major quake, and 28 rated level 6, meaning that they would potentially collapse in a major quake. In many cases, the CSU system has scheduled retrofitting of these buildings, but its budget cuts and other physical priorities, it may take a long time to get those remaining buildings. The question is, however, if one big one will get to those buildings first. On a much lighter note, David Henry Wong's Tony Award-winning play M Butterfly hit the boards at CSU LA State Playhouse April 15th through the 18th. The production was directed by Communication Studies professor David Olson and featured a talented cast of Golden Eagle students. The cast wowed audiences for 5 performances over the weekend, including 2 on Saturday. Eagle Eye View's Jeff Mann has more on that story.
The plot and complex characters of M Butterfly make the story challenging for both the director and the actors, but all seemed encouraged by the audience turnout.
Well, I must say that the turnout was much greater than I anticipated, and every performance, I think, as I can recall, I can really see because of the lights, but we were overwhelmed with standing ovations, which was beyond anything we could have asked for. I mean, just the response and the buzz that everybody was talking about this show, it just it was overwhelming, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. So, definitely.
Other members of the cast and crew were equally excited by the audience response, including director David Olson, who spent countless hours preparing the students for such an intricate story. Olson offered his advice to aspiring directors who may one day be asked to fill his shoes.
I would say read the play about 100 times before you even start talking about it, and use the play as a means to figure out an idea, and that in any play there are cues to how that play could be directed. I mean, you could direct M Butterfly in hundreds of different ways, but let the play guide you in your concept for the performance.
Olson's direction and leadership gave all members of the production the ability to stay focused on their craft. The actors underwent training to embody their characters in a way that would captivate the audience and create the distinct illusion of reality. For many of the actors, it was quite a challenging feat. For the role of Song Li Ling, Anthony Lee was required to practice walking, speaking, and acting like a woman, something he said was quite challenging.
I heard this play is not done very much. I heard that it is extremely hard to play my role, and I am glad that I was able to do this, especially here, coming from an area where people are kind of accustomed to kind of feel like they can't dream, and it's just not true. It's not true. So, yeah.
From the Campus State Playhouse, I'm Jeff Mann, reporting for Cal State LA's Eagle Eye View Newsbreak.
The original Broadway production of M. Butterfly in 1998 ran for 77 performances. This was CSULA's debut. Cal State LA isn't just about studying, it's also about the social interaction that made campus life so important. And when you talk about campus life, you can't leave out nourishment. While the food on campus is modest, it offers a pretty good range of dishes for most palates and most budgets. The food court offers a range of options from roasted chicken and all the fixings from El Pollo Loco. There are also Japanese selections like sushi and noodle bowls at Kika and piping hot Chinese specialties from the Rice Garden. The steam table offerings here include fried noodles and rice served over barbecue pork, teriyaki chicken, and other vegetable-based dishes. While these restaurants are part of national chains, Johnny's Deli is a family-owned business that has served food on campus for many years, watching several classes graduate as they fill them up with California burgers, pita plates, and lots of other American specialties. In the University Student Union building, there's an outpost of the national chain Sbarro's with the usual fare of pizza, pasta, and salads. Also on campus are Juice It Up for a quicker pick-me-up and campus favorite Dolcini's with its tree-covered dining area. This corner of campus is a crossroads for students, faculty, and staff who want to eat outside in a park-like setting or who are grabbing a quick coffee and pastry on the go. Also, there are quick food offerings for sale at the University Bookstore, and competition for that caffeine buzz can be found here, along with the coffee offerings at Dolcini's and the campus Starbucks at the north end of the Student Union. If you're not up for the campus grub, there are some spots nearby that have been feeding Cal State students for years. Nearby on Valley Boulevard is the legendary campus hangout Garfano's, where you can down a beer or two with your pizza or pasta. Garfano's is right next to the new kid on the block, at least as far as food goes, and that is Chris's Pit Stop, featuring lots of Mediterranean and Greek dishes. The other new kid on the block is Red Hot Kitchen, serves up Asian Mexican fusion dishes like chorizo, sushi, and kimchi quesadilla. Further down on Valley Boulevard are a couple of other favorite haunts. Angelo's Pizza in Alhambra serves soups, salads, and pizzas and other Italian dishes. A little beyond that, Noodle World has offerings as varied as Taiwanese fried noodles to Chinese noodles and braised beef, and even spaghetti. There's also a broad range of restaurants on Main Street in Alhambra, including Main Street Diner, and restaurants featuring Indian, Thai, and even Philippine specialties. So while it may remain a mystery why studying is such hard work, there is no mystery where the freshman 15 comes from. Most food vendors now offer and supply nutrition information on request. For this Eagle Eye View news break, you can get campus and community news 24/7, 365 at coolstatela.com. I'm David Gonzalez, and have a great day.